This is Sims, and we are back with more the Somnium files. And like we said last time, because we got an ending, we got the Mizuki ending, we are going to go into back into Ota's sink, and then go down the other path. So we're going to go begin sink. So we're going to start from here, and I've got a guide up to tell us the differences. We still do the icy floor thing, huh? Alright, can we control this? Okay. So we know how this goes. Ota's memory. Okay. Alright, so.
Curse you, polar bear!
Yep. Yeah, because the one said something about the red shelves or the green shelves, and we went to the red shelf. We went the one way, you gotta go over to the green shelves. That's where it makes a difference. And that'll be Ota's route. I don't really want to deal with Ota more. I have a feeling we're going to get stuck with him like we did in Iris's route, and it's just going to be like another pain in my ass.
If I go in like that, I'll have nothing to show for it!
Which will then mean that,
the ice on the floor is...
we lie down. It'll just mean that we possibly afterward have to do the annoying Iris ending, and then we have to be stuck with Iris again, and then there's like 2 annoying assholes in a row. We've had a nice break from them.
Cowabunga! Did my body temperature melt the ice?
You know what I mean? Okay, and then we have to go the plate closest on the right side. Okay. Okay. This, I'm assuming. Okay. La la la. Okay, we have to do this. Boop.
A plate attached to the shelf. The cold has frosted over it.
And we breathe on it. And this is different.
But then, something strange happened.
What's happening? Oh, that's bright.
What is this?
Huh.
We're out of options!
Still kind of confused. If this is
Tessa!
supposed to be so, right? Where did he get Mayumi's knife? I want to know how that happens. Maybe we learned that in this.
If this was another, I would have died already.
There's supposed to be a hidden object back there.
Next time, he will get me. That's just destiny.
Boop. Okay, we gotta go over there. Well, it says forklift, but this says right side of... Okay.
No! I will fight destiny and win!
So he says.
Dante's like not impressed.
I'm the one who has to help him.
We have to make Hero of Justice Ota fight back and look cool doing it.
Alright, we go this way. The hidden object's supposed to be like back here somewhere. It said, but there was a sparkly thing over there, but it said the forklift. Well, at any rate. Okay, I can't. Hold on. There we go.
A forklift.
It says the hidden item is behind the green shelves. You need to approach the right side forklift. That's this one. Turn right towards the wall, and there you should see a small enclosed space between the wall and the green shelves. Oh, we have to go between the shelves. Okay, we can do that afterward. I don't know what sortie is, but that's what we're supposed to do.
What? Sortie?
This is Ota's world, right? Your role in this dream is to assist Ota in his fight against the polar
We gotta
bear.
go behind here, because that's probably what that sparkle... Because I saw the sparkle, but I was like, it said to go to the shelves.
Lousy Ota. Thanks to him, my image as a cool intellectual has been destroyed.
I did use my timey, right? Shit. I don't know.
All systems green. Synchronization rate 6%. Now, cargo handling car. Forklift. Sortie!
And then we gotta go talk
Hey,
to Ota.
forklift! Fork over that weapon now!
There we go.
I can't stand. I'm weak.
Did he really help Iris like that?
We have no choice but to have Ota do it. We need him to stand up.
I got this. We gotta go, like, back here. Oh, there we go.
You have 3 minutes, Date.
What?
Okay. And then I think we gotta come back out. We got 3 minutes. We can manage. So we got the hidden item. Yay! We
Ota
missed
is
him and
still
everything.
down.
We need to motivate.
Don't be scared. Stand up. Don't beg for it. Earn it.
I thought
Do
you
it
said.
and you'll be rewarded.
I glanced over and I thought it said beg for it, and I was like, what?
The ghost
Don't.
inside me whispered. That's right. I can't be scared now. I have to stand up. Now, count up your sins.
I don't know if we have to do another sync after this one, but anyway, that's everything in the guide, so we don't need that anymore.
There. Why?
Okay, so see, going this way, he notices it's his mother's knife. So before, like, we couldn't get it out of him. He didn't want to tell us. It was my mom's knife. But now he's seen it, so... I do like that it changes just a little. You know what I mean? But... Well, I wonder... Does the information change? I mean, it obviously does a little because we went down one path, right? And Iris and Ota ended up dead. We go down this path. Ota remembers So getting stabbed in the leg, and then we go to catch him and we get Mizuki's ending, blah, 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 like we just did. But in this one, he saw the knife. So, like, is it not so in the bear costume if you do this route? Like, depending on your choices, everything changes? Because you would think it's always the same, but the difference is in this path we got here a little bit sooner, so they didn't have time to get, you know what I mean? It was just a time difference. But if it changes who the killer is, that's a little confusing and strange. So I wonder. So I would still think it's so. But Ota saw his mother's knife. And I'm sure he saw it either way. He just didn't want to tell us.
Sorry that I had to get rough with you, kid.
Seriously, dude? Come on.
And in the other one, we like almost passed out, which makes sense. Like we almost passed out because we were in there a little bit too long, and then that led to Mizuki needing to sync with us. So yeah, I mean, I like the fact that things are slightly different each time.
So sorry, Ota. Date told me to be the bad cop.
I did not.
Temper, temper.
Whatever. Anyway, Ota, I have some things I want to ask you. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let me get right down to it. Your mother, Mayumi Matsushita, was at the warehouse, wasn't she?
What are you talking about?
Was she there?
Why would she be? That happened at 3 a.m. She was at home asleep.
But how did her knife and that candy get there?
Then why did we find evidence at the crime scene?
Evidence?
Sure, it might not prove she was there, but it makes it likely. The evidence is...
The evidence is the chocolate. I took it out of my pocket and showed him. I didn't even notice the
The
knife was in there.
Todoroki man chocolate.
the same one I showed you at the hospital. I found it in the corner of the cold storage warehouse.
Wasn't her fingerprints on it?
So? That doesn't prove anything.
Mayumi's fingerprints were on the package.
Look, sometimes I can't remember shit that happened when we go down different paths.
What?
You have a bad poker face, Ota.
I mean...
Your reaction tells me Mayumi didn't give this to you and you dropped it on your own.
That information is confirmed. Ota's fingerprints were not found on the package.
Mom isn't the killer!
I didn't say she was the killer, I said she was there.
I didn't say that she was. I'm saying that she was at the scene. And so were you.
Ota's like, I got stabbed, so duh.
Wait a minute. Why do you think Mayumi isn't the killer, Ota?
Because I was face to face with that polar bear when we fought. I could tell it wasn't my mom, even through the costume. And no matter what happened, there's no way that my mom would stab me.
Even with her own knife. I mean, they could have taken her, you know what I mean? You know...
Why are you covering for her?
Covering?
That's why you're lying to me, right?
I'm not.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, I don't know if Mayumi is capable of murder. Like, she's not really capable of remembering her husband is dead. Like, I mean, I guess maybe she's in that stage of dementia where she's really violent and angry, but... And she really didn't like Iris. Plausible, but I'm still, like, not 100% sure. Like, I feel like I'd feel weird if it was like, it is her in the costume, so she got in the costume. But she had to have knocked out Ota, grabbed Tessa, got in the car, and then stolen the car, drove to the warehouse, somehow had a polar bear costume. It seems a little, I mean, if Ota was like, I got hit in the head, knocked out, and then I woke up and Tessa was dead, and then someone stabbed, that, yeah, okay, it could have been your mom, but like, there's just too much for it to make sense for Mayumi. Like, I could see her going into, like, she hated Tessa, you know what I mean? And I could see her going into, like, some kind of dementia fugue where she's, like, angry and, like, trying to hurt her, but where'd she get the polar bear costume and that? It's like a level of premeditation I'm not sure she's capable of. So.
You must have seen direct evidence of Mayumi being at the warehouse.
Yeah, we saw her knife.
But you're hiding that from us. Or maybe even you're starting to suspect her.
I am not!
Sure.
What are you accusing me of anyway? What do you think I'm hiding?
Floral pattern kitchen knife.
The kitchen knife with a floral pattern.
Oh, God.
Mom, I love you always is carved on the handle.
Ota gave me that knife for Mother's Day when he was in elementary school. He knows how much I love flowery designs.
You were stabbed by that very same knife.
How do you know that?
I was gonna get myself some really cool kitchen knives that were like magnetic and then you put the block and they were like space patterned. I still want to do it, but I do have a knife set and it's like, do I need another knife set? Like,
The criminal ran away with the knife. No one was supposed to see it.
I saw it in your brain, bitch.
I knew it.
No, my mom didn't do it.
Then why did you not mention the kitchen knife earlier?
Because it makes her look really sus.
Because I know how it looks. I thought Mom would get accused,
Sounds legit. I mean,
and then she would have been brought in here and interrogated.
and the lady is crazy.
I didn't want to put her through that.
Okay, I shouldn't say that. She's losing her marbles from dementia, and that's, like, fucking terrible.
And
her being a little Nutter Butters could be because she's losing her marbles, or she could have just been Nutter Butters before, because she seems like she'd been a little quirky in Nutter Butters before.
And?
Mom never liked Tessa. So maybe, just maybe, Mom hired someone to kill Tessa.
Okay. But again, I mean, good on her, though. If she did, that's a level that she's like, oh, I just act like, I don't know what's good. I'm so happy. And like, oh, my husband's in the back room. And it's like, this poor woman has dementia and she's losing her marbles. But yet she has enough forethought to hire a hitman to kill Tessa. And then be like, Wow. Bravo. That is an Oscar-worthy performance.
And she gave them that kitchen knife. I don't know.
I mean, why would she give them her kitchen knife, though? Then it's like, okay, well, that's the dementia setting in, I
I
guess.
thought of it that way.
Do we know? I don't think we know. No. We do, because we went when Ota was in the hospital. So after we found them, we went to talk to her, and she was like, what? What are you talking about? Pack some luggage. And, that's when Iba was like, she's got dementia. And then we went to the hospital and dragged Ota here. So, okay, we do know that in this one.
Like that would ever happen. I know it sounds crazy, but after I saw that knife, I just lost it. Please, you have to believe me. Mom isn't a serial killer.
Yeah, I agree.
I was gonna say, I mean, I don't really think she is either.
You do?
I do. I don't think it's possible for Mayumi to have kidnapped Iris. Because...
Dementia? Two cars? Well, the streaming equipment. This seems to be unrelated, really? Really? Not it. Okay. This alone isn't enough. I need more evidence. But, like, so it's really not this? Not this? Really? What is it, then? Really? Two cars on the chalk?
the Matsushida's van was stolen from the parking lot of the Famista while Iris was in the car.
I mean, the two cars make sense, but I would have thought, like, the streaming equipment, because I don't think she would know how to use it. But, like, the chocolate is, like, because the chocolate is why she isn't a serial killer? Confused about that. We'll get to it, and then I'll understand and be like, oh, okay, but...
That was yesterday, 10:32 p.m. 1 minute later at the 812, which was about 100 yards away, Mayumi bought the Odoroki man chocolate.
Okay, they're linking the time. All right. Okay. I told you I was going to be like, okay, that makes sense. I wasn't thinking about that.
She entered the 812 about a minute earlier.
I'm sure if I did look, it would tell me that, and I would be able to figure it out, but, like, you can't do that shit here. Like,
This was all caught on security cameras at the store. That means it's impossible that Mayumi could have taken the van. And that means that Mayumi being the polar bear is also next to impossible.
Phew.
oh, plus your mom's got dementia, so, like, I don't think she's capable of it. And he's like, what?
However, I can't completely clear her.
Like, how did she get there?
What?
She got there.
You said it yourself. She could have hired someone to commit the crime.
And how the hell did the chocolate get there in her... I mean, she ran out after them. She probably had the knife in her hand, and she's got dementia. She's not thinking about the fact that there's a knife in her hand. She's just trying to stop them from leaving. Right? And then she forgets what she's doing, and then she walks into the store and buys the chocolate. So now she's got a knife and chocolate. Or maybe the knife was in her apron. We don't know. You know what I mean? But then... And then someone steals the van and kidnaps Iris. Ota steals a car. Where... How does Mayumi get to the warehouse? With the chocolate. Unless they stole the van, but somehow ran into... Oh, wait, that's, I think, what we said is plausible. Ota goes, steals a car, goes driving off, trying to find them. But somehow maybe misses them. There's a timing issue where dude in van knocks out Iris, obviously, so she doesn't run. Sees Mayumi, somehow gets the knife and the chocolate from her? Or throws her in the van? Goes there... But then, like, Ota never saw her, and she ended up home. I'm very really, it is a little confusing how the killer got her knife. Which, I mean, makes sense if she left with the knife. But then the killer somehow has to get it from her, and the chocolate that never touched anyone else but her. I mean, so how did the killer get the knife and or Mayumi into the fucking warehouse? And Ota never saw her. Unless when he was there before Ota got there, polar bear tying up Mayumi wanders away and they're like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Because she's like, you know what I mean? It's just
But
weird.
that was...
I'm really kind of interested to see how they logic her there and then away before Ota even see. You know, that's...
In any case, I need to hear from Mayumi herself. I need to hear her explain the chocolate, the knife. There's a lot to cover.
Are we gonna have to go into her brain? That would be fun! It would be... I don't know if we can handle that. Is that possible?
I'm gonna head to Matsushita Diner.
What? Hey, well, wait a minute.
But we already know she's got dementia.
Don't worry. I'm not going there to arrest her. I'm going there to clear her of suspicion.
Really?
Yes.
You won't arrest her?
Your mother wouldn't kill anyone, right, Ota?
Thank you, Date.
Your mother is a lot nicer than you, who has tased me and hit me over the head with a walk, bitch. Like, fuck you. Now I gotta be stuck with him? He's less annoying, okay. In general, he's less annoying than Tessa. But that's only because we haven't dealt with him for an entire route. She lost my sympathy and made me literally want to yeet her into oblivion the moment she sexually blackmailed us and, like, was just a creepy cunt. Ota is just, oh god, you're so sad and pathetic. So in a way, like, as annoying as Ota is, and as pathetic and creepy as he is, it's less offensive to me than Iris was. Oh dear god, Ota. Like, what the fuck?
Sorry for the late night, Miss Matsushita. But I have some questions I need to ask you. Could you spare some time?
I finally remembered about the warehouse.
Oh.
I did it. I did everything.
No, you didn't. It's like, but, wait, what? I don't believe that. I think she was there somehow. Like the killer picked her up or something? Tuesday, 10:04 a.m. But I don't think...
I didn't do this last night because I wanted to give you a chance to calm down. How are you, now that you've slept on it?
Well, we don't have any, like, clicky click clickly clicks. We're just, like, straight on into story.
What are
Kinda
you
like a plot
talking
train.
about?
I'll be honest. I don't think you're the killer.
She looks so mad right now. She looks like she could stab us.
You're giving us a false confession.
No, it's true. I kidnapped that witch. I took her to the warehouse and...
Put her on the table and pulled her eyeball out?
Look, boss, don't tell her what she did, because if she's gonna be like, yes. Her right eye, right? Yes. Okay, then we know you're lying.
Yes.
But
And
boss,
the polar bear costume?
you just put words in her mouth.
I bought it through mail order.
And you were the one wearing it?
I think she thinks that she's defending Ota. I think that she thinks that Ota killed her. Because you know what I'm wondering now? The killer gets in the van in the polar bear costume. Because otherwise, Iris would know who, oh, so-and-so got in the car when she wakes up. You know what I mean? So the killer gets into the car in the polar bear costume, knocks her out, like maybe punches her really hard in the face. It's probably chloroform or some shit, but like I'm just gonna imagine punching her really hard in the face, because that's what I'd like to do. So anyway, then they're driving. Mayumi had bought chocolate. It's like, flags down the van thinking it's Ota. They stuff her in the car somehow for like whatever. Go to the warehouse, and she doesn't know that it's Ota. That it's not Ota. You know what I mean? She thinks it's Ota because Ota took Iris, got in the van, and drove away. And now all she sees is a polar bear driving her van with Iris in the car. And she thinks she's protecting Ota. She thinks that, like, Ota did it and she's covering his ass because she doesn't want him to go to jail. And she hated Iris, so she's like, what ups? I bet anything that's what she's doing. Like, somehow she wandered out of the warehouse and whatever, totally forgot what the hell was going on, and then was like, oh, weird, I'm not at home, and then went home, didn't even remember, never crossed paths with Ota. That's why he didn't know his mother was there, but that's how the polar bear got the knife. That's why the chocolate's there. That makes a lot of fucking sense.
Yes, that's right.
Date, the criminal has confessed. Arrest her immediately.
No.
You got to the top of Abyss acting like that?
I heard that she used to be an actress.
Sounds about right.
Why did you kidnap Iris?
My son is under that witch's spell. Merchandise, concerts. She's bleeding him dry.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm kind of with Mayumi on the I hate Iris train. Like, Mayumi, high five, girl.
I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him.
Although your son is pathetic, but why did you take her eye out?
Because I just hated her so much.
I mean, Mayumi's doing really good at this.
Killing her wasn't enough.
We should have taken both of her eyes. Why did you want to stream it online?
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Mayumi's really good at this, though. Like, she either is legit a psycho or she is, like, just making up the best shit. Be like, because they needed to watch her die, and that bitch likes to be on the internet, so internet famous now, ain't ya, whore? Like, you are too good at confessing.
Just a quick question, Mayumi. Do you know anything about online streaming?
Yeah, you...
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but...
Could you explain it to me?
He's like, I'm stupid.
Huh?
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
Yeah.
I can't explain it in words. It's more like muscle memory.
She seemed...
I was able to get it working after trying a few times, that's all.
That would literally be me, though. How do you do this? Hold on. Get me a computer. So, okay, you click here, you go here. I just somehow do things, and then people are like, how did you... Like, directions. How do you get to your house from here? I don't fucking know. I just do. Like... So I would be there, and they'd be like, do you know anything about online streaming? I mean, yeah? How do you do it? Oh, so, like, I get my programming thingy, and then, like, I click the stream button. It's, like, somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure my Elgato capture card can stream, but, like, I don't know. Like, because I don't actually do it, you know? But they'd be like, how do you record videos? So, like, you click, like, you click the F9 button, like, on your, whatever, I don't know, depends on the recording software, and, like, maybe, I don't know if it's all the same. I know what mine is, I don't know. So, like, being like, I'm kind of clueless unless I'm doing it, it's feasible. Why can't we just, I'm trying to look at her, Mayumi looks tense. Mayumi looks tense, okay. Can we, like, look around the room? Okay, cool. We can click on our random shit. The room is reflected in the mirror. There I am, looking all sexy AF. Pipes, surveillance camera. Camera used for interrogation. I can't go see boss. Desk. Alright, that's it. Where'd you get the camera and laptop?
I picked them out of the garbage.
Which garbage?
I don't remember.
They were all, like, used, so...
It's true. I planned the whole thing.
Were you the one who stabbed Ota? This is... I wanted to save this for last, because I feel like this is where she's gonna be like, what?
Well...
You were in the polar bear costume, right? That means you stabbed him.
Yes! I stabbed him. With the knife I brought from home. I wasn't trying to hurt him.
I mean, that is...
He fought me, and then it just...
About the Cyclops killings.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new Cyclops killer.
I know.
What do you know about me, Mayumi?
They killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
That's right.
She knows a little too much. But, I mean...
Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris.
Where are the eyes, Mayumi?
This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person. So this person in the polar bear costume,
Still thinking it's Show.
they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you? You killed Shoko and Renju?
Yes, I killed them.
The weird thing is like, did someone like whisper in her ear you killed them, or threaten to kill Ota if she didn't confess? Because I mean, I really thought she was doing it to protect Ota, I thought we were gonna throw off. So you stabbed Ota, and she was gonna make, wait, what? Oh wait. I thought Ota was the killer, and I was just trying to protect him. But if she, she should have known Ota was stabbed. He's in the hospital, but know how she forgets shit. So like, oh, I remember being there and remember this. Oh my god, Ota did it, so I must have, whatever. But, I mean, I guess that is a little bit of a loophole, but, so I'm really confused about this. What was your motive?
Isn't Renju Okiura the president of that awful company where the witch works? He's just as responsible, using her to steal time and money from vulnerable kids.
Vulnerable kids? Your son is 24 and is pathetic.
And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate.
Debaucherous? Oh! Make Renju sound so sexy. Just kidding. I mean, look, I throw my money at my Otome games and like whatever, but I am an adult and it's not their fault I make shitty decisions.
That man is the root of all evil.
Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Save that shit for Shoko.
That's why I killed him.
He is not the best example of a human being, but I still have way more sympathy for him than I do for Shoko. Even though, if you think about it, when and how did you kill her? Huh.
Well, I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember? Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
I have a memory disorder. I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember.
I really want to go into her brain now.
It changes.
It's gonna be like fucking like the Mad Hatter Tea Party in there.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular.
We know.
There are circumstances that might cause selective memory. For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
Why did you kill Shoko?
Renju's ex-wife, right? I did it to get to him.
She is really... Okay, if she is not... She is really good at this shit. Like, she has been thinking about this.
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
If she was like, because I know Shoko is a horrible mother, Date's like, I will give you that, and we're just gonna call it even on that one.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony are eternal.
In your opinion, I don't think Renju felt the same way.
You are really starting to aggravate me.
What are you gonna do? Stab me?
I answered your questions, so there.
Why are you lying?
I am not lying.
You do know that perjury is a crime, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I killed Shoko and Renju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half.
It's kind of funny that if you went and you admitted to a crime, but you didn't do it. Perjury! That's a crime! But like, okay, so then you're gonna have to be penalized for lying about a crime you didn't commit. But yet, if you get convicted of a crime you didn't commit, it's just, sorry! Pat on the shoulder. Well, too bad we ruined your life. I'm just saying.
Date, there's no point in letting this go on. She's clearly lying.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer! I am!
Could you imagine being like a serial killer and then someone takes you in for questioning and just wants to ask you some simple questions and you're like, I'm the killer. I totally did everything. And you've got him. They're like, nah, I don't believe you. And you're like, but I did it. Come on. That's kind of like a fucked up, like, place to be. But I'm just saying, like, you're like, I did this. I killed all these people so I can get, like, attention for it. And then they're like, yeah, no, you're innocent. And, like, all your plans foiled, even though you just murdered all these people. You're still a horrible human being. And that's, like, terrible. But there is a slight humor to the fact that, like, if she is the killer, I totally did it. I'm admitting it. And they're like, nah. Like, sorry, Mayumi. We just don't believe you.
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence. The Odoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota...
She may have seen the criminal's face.
No, she saw a polar bear.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
Into her
Date,
brain.
sync with her.
Yes! Oh! We're gonna I don't even care. This is so great. 2 syncs in 1 episode. I thought there was one after this, but I didn't think it was Mayumi. I am fucking stoked. Well, this might be a long part. Because I don't know if we can do this in 20
Computer,
minutes.
we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
What happened?
The sync machine isn't operating to capacity.
That's okay, neither is Mayumi.
Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
Compatible?
I'll give you the big picture.
I thought he was going to be like, probably not a good idea because she's got dementia and that could be bad. Because that just sounds like it might not be a good thing.
To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard.
I like that. You're not a really good match with Ota. I know, right?
And now, it's not responding.
How long will it take to fix?
But I wanted to sync with her. Damn it. I hope we get to. I want to go into her crazy head. That sounds so wrong.
16 hours, at least.
You've got 8.
But that's impossible.
So we can't sync yet, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner. We may be able to find some clues.
Good idea.
I let Boss and Pewter know.
Pewter, we're counting on you for those repairs. I'll be back in 6 hours.
But you said 8.
I was like, didn't you say 8?
Please, you have to give me at least 8.
That Pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
She's like, have it done in 4.
Yeah, Pewter is just that kind of guy, you know?
Hey, this is a hostile work environment.
Pewter, after the shit you did to me, like stabbing me in the back, throwing me under the bus for Renju, I'm just saying you deserve this. Love you, Pewter Bay! I do love Pewter, don't get me wrong. But he is a shady son of a bitch. Boss seems a little sus, too. Oh, I mean, definitely, she killed Shirley.
Why would Mayumi lie?
She is probably protecting someone.
But who?
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
Ota? Who is Mayumi covering for? The dashboard. Steering wheel. Center console. The glove box. The rear view mirror. You can see the scenery through the rear view. I can see me. I can see my feet. Aiba. Ota?
It's Ota.
I mean,
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris.
and like maybe she thinks that Ota stabbed himself to get at it. You know what I mean? So she's like, yeah, okay, that could be how she thinks that. I thought that was going to throw her off and she was going to be like, wait, what? Oh, right, he got stabbed. Like that was something she forgot. But I guess maybe she thinks Iris stabbed him, and then he said the polar bear did it, and like... So it still goes back to my original theory that she's covering for Ota.
Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit.
This is where it's going to be. She thinks he did it to
Does
himself.
Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
I mean, you saw when we were watching it the first time when they both died and Ota went, ah! And you never saw the polar bear and Ota at the same time, although taking off that polar bear costume would be a lot. To then run and stop and then blah, blah, blah. And then we went and they were both dead and it was like, oh. You know? And now we've seen the other one, Mizuki's, where it's so. But it's possible in this one it's a little different. I would still say it's so, but I mean, Mayumi kind of had the right idea that, like, Ota seems kind of sus, because I kind of thought he was to begin with, but I doubt they're going to change the killer for this. There is dust in my trackball, in my mouse ball. That is really weird. Anyway. Ah. Sorry. There's like a dust bunny on it.
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
I don't...
Impossible.
I was gonna say, I'm not so... I mean, if it was, okay, but I don't know if they would change it, you know? And we already know it's so.
Why?
Well. Why can't Ota be the culprit? Well, yeah, actually, that's a good one.
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
And then we also know Ota stole the other car.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
But she would have had to been wearing gloves because we said there were no other fingerprints. But then what? They were going to stage it? So that goes back to my original assumption. They're staging this for internet attention, but he took out her eyes, so...
But forensics only found Ota's fingerprints on the wheel.
That can be explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
Okay. Ota and the polar bear. I
In
think
yesterday's
it has to do with
Somnium,
the eyeball thing.
Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
I just want to see all the options, but yeah, I think, well, I mean, I was sitting in the passenger seat, okay. Iris had her eye taken out.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
I could understand if she didn't have her eye taken out and they rigged this, like, oh, it's supposed to be like, oh, Ota saved her and it was rigged for attention for some reason, but the taking her eye out is, I think, beyond Ota. I agree with that. The murder-suicide thing, probably not above Ota, but the taking the eye out.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, no, that's interesting in the one where, well, we saw her end where she died and then her eye was bleeding.
What?
But I think that was just supposed to be like, I think the real ending might be the one where they both die.
Or even asked Ota to do it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Perhaps she ordered him to.
Oh, God, I mean, that's... I don't understand.
In short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
I'm with you on that, but the eyeball taking out thing creeps me the fuck out.
A performance?
Like,
Iris drove the Matsushida's van. Ota drove the station wagon. They went to the warehouse separately.
I don't think that's the case, but I would actually be really intrigued if it was that.
Then, they prepared the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it.
Ugh.
Either
I'm gonna
that,
vomit.
or she asked Ota to extract it.
Oh my God, I'm gonna puke.
After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw.
If she says, because you don't see Ota and the polar bear ever at the same time, it's like, hello? It's the eyeball thing that kind of throws me off. The rest of it is the first assumption I had. This is all fucking staged to make Ota look like a hero. But the eyeball fits in with the new Cyclops serial killings, but I cannot believe... Like, that would... It would be like one of those, wow, really? Wow situations. Like, my initial gut reaction is that Ota wouldn't do that to Iris, or she wouldn't be willing to sacrifice her eye. But then again, maybe. Because, hey, doing this live on the internet and then Ota saves her, and then it's, oh my god, I saved, oh my, and then she's gonna become this huge fucking celebrity because of it, and get all this attention that, you know what I mean? I survived this, oh my god, and Ota's my hero, you know what I mean? They're gonna get all this fucking celebrity off of this. So, and she is a devious, disgusting whore, okay? So I kind of wouldn't put it past her to think of that. I mean, it's possible. But it's kind of weird then that So was the killer in the Mizuki ending, but they would be accomplices together in this one? I kind of actually like that, though. I kind of like this twist that they're both shady, disgusting fucking assholes.
Consider this.
I like this. I kind of hope this
In
is
the
where it's going.
stream, Ota and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
I mean, I'm just saying. Okay.
True. That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
Stay away from Tessa!
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event.
So I'm wondering. I mean, the thing is like... I really like this idea that they did it as a stunt and then blah 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 and Mayumi's covering for him because, you know, whatever. I love this. I almost hope this is the way it goes. But then I'm very confused as to why when we went down Mizuki's route was So the one in the polar bear costume. Well, actually, he had an injured left leg. Oh no, well, we did find his blood there. I mean, it's possible that it's different, but it seems to me weird. Like, would the game do that? Would it make the killer totally different in this ending versus the one we just did? But I mean, in the other ending, not taking Iris's one into account, like, let's just pull that one off. That's the first one we did. But the one before that we had to get stopped at, we got there too late, and Iris and Ota both ended up dead. And Boss was like, murder-suicide. And it's like, well, what if then he accidentally turned the machine on, didn't stop it in time, and it did cut her in half, and then he was like, fuck, I killed her, and then he killed himself in the polar bear costume. That would tie into this. But then, you know what I mean? But then I'm curious, because it's just a little change, a slight decision or a little bit of time makes a difference, but then how does the ending with So figure into that? That's what I'm confused about. So, I'm not sure which way they're going to go. Yes, what Iba's saying is absolutely what happened, or it was actually still So in the costume. Because, like, you know, because honestly, if it was So in the costume, like it is in Mizuki's ending, and then it's So in the costume in this, it still makes sense for that other ending where they both die, because then he knocks Ota out, stuffs him in the polar bear costume, kills him too. And then Boss kills So. You know, and then there's some shit going on there that we need to figure out. But if they change who was in the costume in this ending, you know, I don't know. Plus, it's the Ota ending, so we're going to be stuck with Ota for a while. So, is that really the way they're going to do it? Because then that doesn't... I feel like most of the game is very similar. Yes, different choices kind of bring you down a different path, but for the most part, everything hasn't been totally different. You know? Like, So always has some kind of tie-in to all this shit. So, this would be a drastically different version, and it'd be kind of weird. But I like it. I like it a lot, and I kind of wish it would go this way, but I don't know.
It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
Although it is really weird why So would do this himself. That seemed weird in the last one, but I don't know. Why would they do that? Internet fame?
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
I don't think she's capable of that. I think they just wanted to jump on the hype train.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list.
I really just think... I don't necessarily believe that bit of it. I think they just wanted fucking internet cred.
That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself. It makes it look like there's another criminal involved.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory. It is one of many possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely.
Although, I mean, you could, because Renju was the one, it was from his phone that texted Mizuki to go to Bloom Park. And Iris could have gotten his phone, texted her, deleted it, whatever. So she goes, Ota's with her. They see Shoko, and didn't we have that conversation with Iris? Like, you killed Renju! And I mean, I'm just saying, like, because someone stuffed him in a barrel and rolled him in, and she, right? Because we were like, the weight was the same. You know what I mean? It was your weight, but we never did find out that ending. But then it's confusing, because then it's like, well, why the fuck was So why was So in the bear costume in Mizuki's route? Because I feel like the Mizuki route was like, oh, that's the happy ending. Like, oh, okay, everything's resolved. But everything's not really resolved. Like, maybe we just assumed it was him. I don't know. This is interesting. I'm really curious about this one now.
They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
I mean, I know I've been talking through the whole thing, but I just love this, and it makes you think about somebody. You're like, oh my god, wait a minute.
Date, you must consider the mental state of the serial killer.
I mean...
Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed. And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive. Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
And with the Renju thing, right, it was like, this was the weight in the elevator, blah, blah, blah. Iris weighs about 110, remember? And then Ota's like, I'll never tell them about that thing. And then he told us it was, he saw her driving Renju's car. And if So is the serial killer of everybody, one, why is he doing it himself? And two, he weighs more than 110 pounds, so... I mean...
We can't rule anything out.
This is starting to make some kind of sense. Look, I don't know if they did this on purpose, if this is the way it's gonna go, but they do this as you're like, well, wait, because that makes sense with it, but that makes sense with it. Wait a minute. It's so, like, well planned out, I just feel like, wow. Like how every little piece ties into something else in a different, and you're like, wait a minute. But in this other path, it was like, oh, I don't know. I'm impressed. Anyway, Tuesday, 11:15 a.m., Matsushita Diner.
Ota, why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her!
Look how little he is.
Why?
She confessed? Oh, we're gonna be stuck with this fucker the whole time. I mean, I get his pain, though. Like, I do. Like, I get him being upset about it. Can't really, like, hate on him for that, I guess. I still don't like him, though. Round chair, table, disposable chopsticks, condiments, menu, beer ad, nothing but a window, menus, TV, nothing's playing on it. I can't go any further over there. We already got this. Oh no, stools. Bucket. Mop, autographs, counter, nothing else over here except for the kids' chair. Swinging door, kitchen, shit on the counter, low table, cushion, lucky cat, meow, we didn't meow at it. Nothing else over here, nothing else over here, nothing else. Cushion. Me. My foot. I like how you can actually see your own foot. Picture frame. There's a photo in front of Ota. Look, it looks like Ota's calmed down. Are you doing okay?
Okay? How could I be okay? I got stabbed by a serial killer.
Easy, kid. You're gonna open up your stitches.
Are you worried about Iris?
So worried that my stomach is in knots.
Dumbass bird.
The surgery was successful, but they told me she isn't out of the ICU yet.
I know, he's being a jackass. He climbs behind the back of the couch and then falls down on the shelf and you just hear like a thunk. And he's an asshole and keeps pooping on my fucking couch. Like, what a douche canoe. You know better. You do, but the little bird's an asshole pooping on my couch. I pick up birdie poops on my couch. You know better because he's a good boy. Yes, you are, Mr. Neelix. He's a good little birdie. Here's why you look like scared. I just petting you, you brat. Anyway, sorry. Why are you here?
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed.
She did.
I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital.
Don't blame you.
That's why I'm here.
We didn't get to ask
You
her,
asked
worried
me why
about
your
Naomi?
mom was arrested earlier.
I hate that.
But she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
Is Iris the criminal?
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way!
I mean, that would also explain her Nizet laws. Finally sunk in. No, Nizet laws is the secret organization. You're like, it sounds crazy, but I guess we're gonna believe her? Just saying.
Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself.
Or you did.
Or asked you to do it.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that? I was fighting for my life against the criminal.
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
I mean...
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
I like how he says that with a smarmy look on his face, like, wouldn't be the first time you were a lying sack of shit.
You...
Did you stage the warehouse incident?
I'm telling you, I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Well, I mean, she thinks she is.
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently, she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has... dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up.
About the dementia?
Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah. We're just barely outside of the restricted area, but... because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day.
Like, Mayumi and Ota are just totally out of place in this. And then you get the dad, who is just the most ridiculous beady-eyed thumb. And holy fucking shit, he's even worse. Like, and I forgot. I forgot. I know we saw him like a couple of parts ago, but I forgot, and it was just like a slap in the face. Like, good freaking lord. What were they thinking with this family?
And he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor. They were both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass.
Still a dumbass,
I
but...
thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job.
I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working. I mean... What? It kind of is, like, at this point.
And they bought me a PC and Idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt.
Dead?
And there's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up. So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but...
What? I just turned to look at you and you look like you're gonna attack me. Nasty asshole, you're on my couch. Like, the little bird flew over here and I just turned around and looked at him and he did this like, I'm gonna fucking get you. Jackass. Bird's a dick.
Right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah. He had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay.
This is supposed to be like, oh my god, poor Ota, but you're like, you asshole! Like, it just, like, it enforces the sad, like, oh wow, like, they were in a really shitty situation and you kind of feel for them. But at the same time, you're also like, I mean, I do, but also you want to backhand Ota for just being such a self-absorbed asshole. Like, I mean, yes, when you're like a high school kid, you sometimes don't realize this stuff, and even a college student, but he's like, I was just flunking out, I'm like, whatever, it's your parents' money, you dick! Like, maybe it's because I'm old, I don't know. But you're like, Ota, this is not making you look any better.
Even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow. A writer? Oh, that's a good goal to have.
You could go to school for, like, literature or some shit. Like,
But you really should finish college. You worked so hard to get in.
I was gonna say you could go to, like, school for English, but in Japan you probably wouldn't go for English. But you know what I mean? Like, you take, like, the English and literature classes, and then you go become a writer. You get your degree and, like, you know, whatever. So, would you get your degree in Japanese? I don't know. You never really thought about it till you're like, huh, wait.
You don't understand, Mom.
God, Mom, you don't understand. I'm gonna follow Asen around.
A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Oh, Ota.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you.
Mayumi is like, your father died for this, you jackass.
Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it.
Well, Ota, that explains why your mother wanted to stab you.
And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay?
I mean, she's a good mom. Even if she's a little batty. But you know what I mean? Like, good, I'll support you and love you anyway. Even though you break my heart.
Ever and ever. I'll always support you, Ota.
Instead of being like, no, you're gonna fucking go to college and you're gonna finish it and you're gonna do what I tell you. Like, she's like, okay, honey, you're just wasting all that money. And but I still love you and I'll support you always. Oh, man. She's a sweet soul. A little crazy. You lied about the editor thing, right?
Yeah. How do you guess?
We're in the... I was gonna say maybe when we get done with the scene we'll end, but we're 5 minutes over, but we'll just keep going for a little bit.
It was really just a few texts back and forth. But I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
Like, how did you make money to throw at, like, fucking ASET? Oh, when did Mayumi's illness start?
Not long after I quit college. Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally.
I'm sure it's just genetic and that she was predisposed to that, and, like, you know, but I really want to be the asshole and be like, it was Ota. It was because she put so much effort into trying to give you a better life and you threw it all away, and she just snapped and she just started throwing her marbles away. You did this to her! Oh, I'm a jerk.
One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
God, Ota, you're being a dick.
Oh, did you?
Like, you don't... What an asshole! If your mom is like, you're like, did you forget? What? Like, you don't... And then, like, we already had lunch, though, Mom. You're not like, God, Mom, I already ate lunch! Ota, you're not fucking 15. You're 20 fucking 4. Like, well, this he would have been, like, whatever. But still. Like, Jesus, Ota. Jesus.
By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
Like, Ota, you didn't get the clue at this point that, like, something is wrong with your mom? Like, huh?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
Whoa! He's such an angry asshole. And Mayumi's like, wait, why did he yell at me? He's like,
I got sick because I'm such a piece of shit.
I'm gonna go with yes.
I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her.
Exactly.
I was so stupid. I didn't realize she was sick.
Uh-huh.
I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason.
I really hope Date isn't like, no, Ota. I really hope he's like, I mean, she was probably predisposed to getting dementia, but also you are a piece of shit.
And she got worse and worse.
Like, I want to feel, like, I understand Ota's pain. Like, I understand his being upset, like, my mom is getting worse, and, like, she's forgetting things, and I understand that, and that emotion, and I feel for that emotion, but I don't feel for Ota, just because you were such a fucking douche to your mom. Like, and I don't have really a lot of sympathy for you. Like, I don't. I have sympathy for the situation, and, like, what he's going through, but not Ota himself. So it makes me, like, not be like, oh, it's like, fuck you. Anyone else, oh, no, that's sad. But it's Ota. It's him personally that I have issues with. And I'm like, no, you kind of were a piece of shit, so. How about that picture?
What's that picture?
Ota turned the photo frame to me so I could see. Oh, good, we get to look at beady-eyed Dad again.
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid.
What is Hitler stash?
I said something really bad to Mom and Dad. And they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything. But Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from.
It's a nice little story behind the photo, though.
Why did it turn out like this?
Because you're a terrible son, Ota. I'm a terrible person.
I'm such a bad son.
Kinda. I don't think you did it on
Hey,
purpose.
Iba.
But you know, you weren't being an awful human being on purpose.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit.
Dante.
I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Just like him, he's like, I really hate Ota, but...
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
He's... I get what you're saying, okay.
Your presumption is illogical.
He doesn't seem like a terrible human being, even though he's not a great human being.
Human beings are logical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times. Iba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse.
I still really wish it was Ota and Iris.
We might be missing something.
Because it would just be so cool.
Understood.
Like, oh my god, we trusted Ota! Okay. Ota's sitting with a depressed look on his face. Okay. So we'll go to the cold storage warehouse. And then we'll stop. So this part's like 10. I said it was going to be a long part because I thought we were going to go into Mayumi's brain. We're going to go in just in case.
Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
Okay, so listen. I just didn't want it to be like the time we lost the cutscene. And it happened once in this part when we like clicked and it did the thing and then it went to the next and it was like, I don't want to lose that. So we'll stop here and then we'll continue in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.